The time is 4:30. This is WKYT This Morning. 2 people are in the hospital after a shooting on Red Mile Road last night. We'll have the latest details on this coming up.
A car ran into a Lexington store, injuring someone inside. We'll have their surveillance video showing exactly what happened.
And a group of people marched through the rain, and they are trying to bring peace to Lexington after multiple recent shootings. We'll have that story. And has the weather changed for the weekend? The forecast coming up on WKYT This Morning.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning to you. It's so good to have you here on this Friday as we get ready for the weekend. It's going to be a chilly one. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Michelle Chamberlain. It's Friday, October 21st, and I'm filling in for Andrea Walker today. She took the day off.
Yeah, and it's good to have you with us. We appreciate you being here. I feel like the weekend started a little early.
I know, right?
Which is a good deal. And,
it never feels like a Friday to me.
Yeah,
on Friday.
I understand how that is. And by the way, you can always join Michelle on the weekends, bright and early. We want to check in with Micah because have things ever changed?
Yeah, no kidding. You can feel it outside. And listen, outside this morning feels like an October morning. You get the mist going on here in Lexington. We're actually in this void spot, the heaviest rain back toward eastern Kentucky. We get a void spot here, but you're getting some wraparound moisture across that 75 corridor that will be wrapping around through the region as we go throughout the morning and early afternoon. Temperatures are there in the 50s. It's pretty chilly outside with that rain flying around. And we'll have that rain chance today again at 55 degrees. We'll show you when that rain starts to move on out, how your weekend looks. I'll have all that coming up in a few minutes.
And we thank you. Let's get to the news.
We have some developing news this morning. 2 people are in the hospital after a shooting last night here in Lexington.
The Lexington police say they responded to the call of a reported shooting on Red Mile Road about 8:30 last night. Police tell us an 18-year-old was shot 5 times and a 22-year-old was also shot. Police say the 18-year-old is now in serious condition. The 22-year-old is stable. Police found a gun they believe was used in the shooting on a sidewalk near the intersection of Red Mile Road and Unity Way. For 3 hours, police surrounded a townhome where they believe the suspect was inside. But when the police eventually got in, there was nobody there. Police say they are now talking to witnesses who say this could have been a robbery gone bad.
We also, are trying to work with our witness that's here to determine, if the people that have been shot are actually victims of this robbery or may have been involved in the robbery itself.
Police say they do not have a description of the suspect this morning.
A scare for customers and employees of a Lexington store when a car crashed into the building. It happened late yesterday afternoon at the AT&T store on South Broadway. A customer inside at the time was injured. Now we've received surveillance video from the store that shows the crash. First, a warning, you may find some of this video disturbing. WKYT's Monique Blair has the story.
Definitely not something you see every day, and definitely not from the perspective that AT&T sales representative Adam Burke saw it from.
I'm still feeling that right now.
A car coming straight towards you while you're inside a building.
I was just sitting there working with a customer, and I look over to my left and I see a car just bash through.
This surveillance video captures the moment a woman drove straight into the AT&T store on South Broadway, hitting a customer who was inside talking with Burke.
She was on the ground just holding her head, kept talking about her head. Just, under a lot of shock, we all were.
The video shows Burke rushing to the woman's side, and she was taken to the hospital. We are told her injuries are non-life-threatening. As for the driver, police tell us she was driving on South Broadway and swerved to avoid hitting a car in front of her, and that's how she ended up inside the store. She was also taken to the hospital to be checked out.
Now the damage to this store looks to be pretty serious. You can see the door is just completely laying on the ground and there is glass everywhere, both inside and outside of the store. But firefighters say surprisingly the structural damage to the building is not very serious. And the store owners say they hope to be back open within a few days.
I'm just glad no one's hurt, honestly. No one's hurt. That lady took minor damage, so that's all that matters.
In Lexington, Monique Blair, WKYT.
Now, police tell us the driver thought her brakes may have given out. Police say they do not anticipate any charges being filed.
We have some new information this morning about a crash that killed a woman in Garrett County. The Garrett County coroner has identified the victim as 38-year-old Rebecca Lewis of Houstonville. The crash happened yesterday afternoon on US 27 north of Lancaster. Police say a dark-colored minivan was heading south when, for some reason, it crossed the center line and turned sideways. A white minivan then T-boned it. Police say a child was taken to the hospital with serious injuries, and another person was also injured. Despite the rain, a group of people took a walk for peace in downtown Lexington. They marched from Higher Praise International Deliverance Temple on South Broadway to Triangle Park. The church organized the walk, which also passed the Cookout restaurant. That's where 15-year-old Trinity Gay was shot and killed last weekend. Organizers say they wanted to do something in hopes of stopping the recent violence in the city.
So that the world can see everybody's problems and that they'll understand that it hurts not only the family, but it hurts others around them. And that they should just drop their guns and stop the shooting and the violence.
The church invited people from the community to take part in the peace walk.
A Kentucky Supreme Court ruling will affect Lexington's new minimum wage ordinance. The court struck down Louisville's minimum wage increase, saying it conflicts with state law. The Supreme Court says Louisville's council overstepped its authority when it raised wages. Lexington city leaders say the ruling also makes the minimum wage ordinance here invalid. Now, the Urban County Council approved raising the minimum wage to $8.20 an hour in July, and more increases were planned for next year in 2018. Now, reaction to the ruling was mixed here in Lexington.
What I feel bad about is it's those that are, as a result of this decision today, those are less fortunate that are having money taken out of their pockets that they thought that they'd be getting.
It's a state and federal issue that they should be the ones deciding, not us on a local level.
Now, Lexington city leaders say it will be up to individual businesses to decide whether to keep their minimum wage at $8.20 an hour or lower it back to the federal level of $7.25. New this morning, the Kentucky Supreme Court also made a ruling in a Lexington murder case. The court ruled Fayette Circuit Judge Pamela Goodwine made an error during a pretrial hearing when she ruled that the death penalty would not be an appropriate sentence in the case against Trustin Jones and Robert Guernsey. Now, the case has been remanded back to Circuit Court with directions to vacate the judge's ruling. Police say the victim, Derek Pelfrey, was shot to death in 2003.
Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are trying to rally support in must-win states today after trading insults at an annual Catholic charity dinner in New York City. Now, that long-standing event is usually marked by civility between presidential nominees, but with the election less than 3 weeks away and the heat on, the candidates couldn't keep their gloves from coming off. Hannah Daniels has the latest on Campaign 2016.
Here she is tonight in public, pretending not to hate Catholics.
Donald Trump's repeated zingers against Hillary Clinton quickly fell flat last night.
Everyone knows, of course, Hillary's belief that it takes a village, which only makes sense, after all, in places like Haiti, where she's taken a number of them.
Hours after a 10th woman came forward accusing Trump of sexual misconduct, Clinton issued this jab, calling Trump out on his critical comments about women.
Donald looks at the Statue of Liberty and sees a 4. Maybe a 5 if she loses the torch and tablet and changes her hair.
The white tie affair came less than 24 hours after the final debate in Las Vegas, during which Trump pledged not to accept the outcome of the general election.
I would accept a clear election result, but I would also reserve my right to contest or file a legal challenge in the case of a questionable result.
Stumping for Clinton in Arizona, First Lady Michelle Obama fired back.
The voters decide who wins and loses, period, end of story.
The Clinton campaign claimed victory yesterday after the cybersecurity firm SecureWorks said the Gmail account belonging to campaign chair John Podesta had been hacked by a notorious group of Russian-linked hackers. WikiLeaks still has about 27,000 Podesta emails that could be released before Election Day. Hannah Daniels, CBS News.
Forced niceness is always kind of funny, isn't it? The Clinton campaign says news of who is behind the hack on Podesta proves there is no longer any doubt that Putin is trying to help Donald Trump by weaponizing WikiLeaks. Clinton hits the campaign trail in Ohio today. Trump will campaign in North Carolina and Pennsylvania. It's good to have you with us. It is 4:40, 20 before 5 on WKYT this morning, and we're just getting started on your Friday.
Yes, we are. Coming up, everybody needs a day off of work, right? But how far are some willing to go to get an extra day off? And that story's coming up after Micah's forecast.
So have rain around early this morning. We're going to have much cooler air. Not only that, but the rain tries to move on out. How long until it does? I'm going to have the timeline on that coming up.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
It's definitely a sloppy start to the morning. No matter where you are, you have rain on the roadways. We are in a void spot in some locations. That's really across that 75 corridor. 75 really doesn't have rain right now. We have some mist, and that's about it. But other than that, it's we got rain to the east and rain to the west. So let me break down what's going on temperature-wise. We're sitting there in the 50s. Wet roads, keep that in mind as you're traveling early this morning. Here's the bulk of it sliding on out of here. It's trying to. And then that void spot I was talking about. But then you look back toward the west, and a lot of this is wrapping now back in place. So we're going to be dealing with this rain right here for the next several hours. So let's talk about this. So over toward the east, southeast, you guys are getting the bulk of the rain. It's sliding on out, trying to at least as we speak. I would say this moves on out of our viewing area here in the next 2 to 4 hours. And then we start to see this batch actually rolling through as we go through the morning and early afternoon. You can't rule it out during the early afternoon hours. Some about to roll through Frankfort, heads up Frankfort, and work your way down into Springfield, getting some rain right now. Mackville, Willisburg, if you're not seeing it right now, you'll be seeing it here very shortly. This rolls over toward the east. So does all this across 65. Those are more of just those light showers with some embedded heavy downpours. And right around 7 a.m., kids going off to the bus stop, this is what they're going to be dealing with. Across that 75 corridor, back toward the west, that's your best bet of seeing some heavy downpours here and there. If you look over toward the east, it's really in the mountains at that time. And you remember that void spot we were talking about right through here. So some in the east may luck out and not actually have some rain when the kids are going off to the bus stop. But for the most part, watch out for some rain early this morning there for those kiddos. All right, let's talk about your 7-day forecast and what you can expect. Here's the look, and mostly morning. Like I said, afternoon we'll still have some left over in the east, and it starts to fade away as we go toward Friday night football, guys. It's going to be very chilly. Looks good for the weekend. It's just going to be chilly there on Saturday, too, at 57 degrees.
What a difference.
Big difference. Absolutely. We're dropping about 30 degrees from 2 days ago to today and tomorrow.
And when you get in a hole like that at night, it's hard to get warmed up for the daytime.
That's exactly right.
Thank you, Micah. 4:45 on WKYT this morning. Some days you just don't feel like going to work, right?
No, I always feel like going to work, right? And a new survey finds people are willing to lie to get the day off. Don Champion reports from Dallas.
No matter how much we love our jobs, we've all been there.
Sometimes, you just stressed out, you just need to take a break.
Shannon White admits she's lied about being sick to get a day off from work, and she's not alone. A new survey from Career Builder finds 35% of workers have called out sick when they were feeling just fine. Most people fake an illness.
The flu, probably, because nobody wants to mess with you once you have the flu.
But employers surveyed say they have heard some outrageous excuses. One worker said the ozone in the air flattened his tires and he couldn't come to work. Another claimed they ate too much birthday cake. One even said he had to attend the funeral of the pet of his wife's cousin. Ricky Hindu of Dallas told his boss an elaborate story.
I need to go to Oklahoma because I'm getting engaged. I've actually used
You did that?
No, I didn't get engaged.
Lying can come with a cost. A third of businesses surveyed said they try to confirm if workers are actually sick and sometimes even drive by their house. Darius Hawthorne says that's why honesty is the best policy.
Would you feel bad if you called in sick and you weren't? Yeah, because I'm a pastor too.
Don Champion, CBS News, Dallas.
So the number one reason people gave for faking a sick day was they just didn't feel like going to work. Number 2 was for a doctor's appointment. And number 3, they just needed the time to relax. Doesn't everyone need some time to relax?
Mental health day,
Yes.
some call it, right? Sometimes. All right, 4:47 on WKYT this morning. Good morning to you again. It's good to have you here. We have a lot more news coming up on your Friday.
The Lexington Fraternal Order of Firefighters got a special gift to make sure they can deliver toys to families this year. We'll have that story and much more right after the break.
Good morning. Welcome back into WKYT this morning. It's your Friday, and it's a chilly one.
It is chilly. It's so different than earlier in the week, isn't it?
Right. The change has come, and, it may be the way we're heading now, right? Leaders of Lexington's Hope Center say that someone is using their name to pull off a scam.
Yeah, they say in the last week they've received at least 4 reports of someone going door to door in the Heartland and Takes Creek Road areas, claiming to be raising money for the Hope Center. But they say the Hope Center does not collect donations door to door, and this person is not giving the money to them. They say someone did give the scammer a check.
Our community is so good to us, and we hated the fact that someone was out misrepresenting the Hope Center. So we immediately are we're trying to find out how we could stop this from happening.
Now, the Hope Center says they've received reports that this person has identified herself as Brenda Johnson. They also say she asked checks to be made out to Entrepreneur Sales, LLC.
We have some new information this morning about the investigation into 3 children being hit by an SUV in Louisville. Police now have charged the driver of that SUV with having no insurance or registration. They say a school bus came to a quick stop to pick up some children when the SUV swerved to the right to avoid hitting the bus. Instead, police say the SUV hit 3 children on the sidewalk. Investigators say 2 of the children are now in critical condition. The 3rd is in serious condition this morning. Also new this morning, the U.S. government now says another death was caused by a Takata airbag. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says a 50-year-old woman died in California last month when her 2001 Honda Civic crashed. Investigators say the Takata airbags can inflate with too much force, causing shrapnel to fly through the vehicle. The government has connected 11 deaths to the airbags. The problem led to the largest auto recall in U.S. history.
Now we have some new information about the Centerpoint project in downtown Lexington. According to our news partners at the Lexington Herald-Leader, the developers filed new plans this week for the project, which has now been in the works for more than 8 years. Those plans still call for 2 hotels, an office tower and restaurant, and retail space. But the developers could be flexible with how many floors are in each building. Developer Dudley Webb now says they hope to have construction finished in 2018.
A Stanford man says he wants to make sure his community stays warm this winter. Greg Snow is once again collecting coats at the Stanford Baptist Church Christian Life Center. He says what started out as a simple Facebook request to drop off unwanted coats last year turned into a drive that resulted in coats for nearly 1,400 people. He says this year they're in great need of coats for children. Snow says he will be out all day today and tomorrow collecting coats at the Stanford Baptist Church, again at the Christian Life Center there.
And the Lexington Fraternal Order of Firefighters received a special gift for an upcoming toy drive. Paul Miller Ford donated a van for the firefighters to use for their annual toy program. The firefighters hope to receive a record number of toy donations this year, and they say the van will help make sure they are delivered.
The fire department can't do it without the help of the community, and people like Paul Miller stepping up and letting us use a van and wrapping it for us and letting them have their name outside and helping us get the toys and the donations and stuff is a huge deal.
Firefighters say signs up for the toy program will begin soon. Sign-ups, rather, will begin soon. You'll be able to drop off toys at fire stations, Paul Miller Ford, and other places around town. And I always love this time of year to see people get.
And it's good to see successful businesses like that really stepping up and helping out.
It is awesome.
4:54 is our time this morning, and coming up next, we'll have a look at some of the stories our news team is working on for you this morning.
We'll also have another look at your morning forecast coming up.
Welcome back into WKYT this morning, 4:57 our time now.
Now it's time to take a look at some of the stories we're working on this morning.
We're going to tell you more about this shooting last night in Lexington. It left 2 people in the hospital. We're going to have a live report with some new details on the investigation. That'll be coming up as we get new information throughout the morning. And we have that rain out there.
Yes, it's so different outside.
Kind of left over.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, we're getting the bulk of the rain outside right now in eastern Kentucky. There's the bulk right there. In this void spot, you're getting some mist, and then you get more across 65 that's heading our direction. We're going to go over that, talk about your weekend forecast with another 2 hours to WKYT News.